And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Now, are y'all scared today? It's Halloween.
Boogity boogity boo.
Boo, boo, boo.
Happy Halloween,
Hey,
y'all.
look. With all the green y'all got on, I'm thinking I missed St. Patrick's Day.
Oh no, I found this witch wig that I bought a long time ago, and I was like, you know what? Let me just throw it on today. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to tell you, JMoney, what you for Halloween? What you over there? What you been for Halloween?
Um, I kind of forgot it was Halloween, but I did have my skeleton, you know what I'm saying, my skeleton pants and outfit on throughout the weekend. So, you know what I'm saying, I was definitely doing my thing the last couple of days. But you know what I'm saying, today I ain't even get all dressed up. I'm myself today.
Today I'm a Beatles fan.
Okay.
man, that's
Yeah,
what's up.
I'm a Beatles fan today, y'all. Go John Lennon, eh? Hey,
That's
hey. So we got a good show today. It's gonna get scary. Today's show may get scary. I looked at the topic list and then I was like, woo, we doing this. This is
yeah, we doing this today. But before we dive into the topics, let's just celebrate Halloween a little bit. I kind of just wanted to talk about like what are y'all favorite Halloween times or when was your favorite Halloween? What year? What did you do? What were you? Stuff like that.
Yeesh.
I mean,
That's
I always remember around Halloween being younger and being scared of the Michael Jackson video Thriller. Like
mhm.
remember that. I remember that as a kid, and I remember getting older, like, oh, this video dope, and then trying to learn the dances from the
Mhm.
Michael Jackson Thriller video. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
That's
can imagine J Money out
you
there
know,
trying
talk about the
to
y'all see y'all don't know because y'all ain't see the Michael Jackson Thriller video, but that joint used to be scary when I was little. But those were one of the first like music videos that to me was like a mini movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, yes, yes.
that was a classic. I feel like that's still gonna get played for years and years upon end,
Not,
just because of how classic that was. But
not gonna
now
lie.
thinking about it, I'm not exactly sure what those lyrics were about in Thriller,
Huh.
and I'm scared
All
to
I,
look up lyrics now because after you told me what the Electric Slide was about, I was very offended.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? It's funny that you brought that up. I don't know what Thriller's lyrics were about either, but I dove into another one of Michael Jackson's songs, Smooth Criminal. And that was a scary song. Is there a way we can pull up the lyrics to Thriller during this show and see just what the story behind that was? Apparently, Smooth Criminal was Michael Jackson witnessing a brutal murder,
Uh-huh.
asking is she okay? That's all he had to offer. Abby, are you okay? But he's witnessed a brutal attack. Now,
You want to see the lyrics to Thriller?
yeah, let's see them. Because I think it starts off with "is out to get you or out to find you," something. I don't know, but it's scary. It's supposed to be pretty scary. You know what? What was your? Well, I can give you one of my best Halloweens. I haven't celebrated Halloween really since I was in like DC public school. Really, when our school used to do the little costume contests,
Mm-hmm.
things
Mhm.
like that. Um, one year my mom went all out though. You know, I really wanted to be Superman because I had kind of thought that I was gonna beat the homemade costumes. One year I was Urkel. She pulled that off with a homemade costume amazingly. Then the next year I said I want to be Michael Jackson. She pulled that off with the homemade costume amazingly. So I was pretty sure I could trick my mom this one year and say, "Mom, I want to be Superman."
Mm.
Y'all, my mom made me a Superman costume, y'all. I mean, she even went as far as cutting out in cardboard the S for the S on my chest.
Oh, that was sweet.
Well, it was like really lit. That was really like my last Halloween because I realized I wasn't gonna get the store bought costume.
Mm-hmm.
And moms, you know, hey, I didn't want to get any more of those. Let's see here. It says it's close to midnight. Something evils lurking in the dark.
Now let's just think about what is out at midnight.
Something evil.
Hmm.
Toast.
Okay. Some hoes out at midnight. All right, let's keep going.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Under the moonlight,
Mm-hmm.
you see a what?
A
A
sight.
that almost stomps your heart.
A big booty hoe. Okay.
And that's where we get the beat like that. That's the music break to throw a song. You try to scream. But Tara, what that says?
Hold on, where are you? Oh, let me read it. Is it too small?
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind
too
of
small
small.
for my plan.
Okay.
I'm getting up there. This is my Halloween to let you know I'm up there now in age.
All right, hold on. So where was you at Terra? Okay, but Terra takes the sound before you make it. You
Hmm.
start to freeze. As horror looks you right between the eyes, you're paralyzed. Because
Mm.
the thriller.
And that's
Thriller.
now listen.
Sounds
I
like
don't want to
Sex at
sit up there.
Midnight.
I don't want to play with Michael Jackson like this. But Michael Jackson was one of the most simplest songwriters ever, yo.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It sounds like Sex at Midnight.
It sounds like what?
Sex at Midnight.
As
What else is
opposed
happening
to
during these hours?
Mm.
He found a girl on Demon Time. She made him scream.
interesting take on Thriller.
You didn't hear it from me. I'm just saying from what we just read.
Man, y'all know what? Though? I've been catching a lot of slack over the past week because I've been addressing the fact that these music eras, they're bringing us to question what is great music, who are great artists, who in the past got a pass, got it a little too easy.
Yeah.
The conversation always comes up to me, why do I call Tupac the greatest of all time? Right?
Well,
I mean, arguably, every great rapper that we have that we can list, we can associate them with the producer that changed their career and catapulted it to the next level.
I agree.
When we look at Tupac, yes, his work with Death Row was very short, but Death Row sought after him. He was on record saying he really didn't get the production that he really needed from Dre. He didn't get the love from Dre that he was supposed to get. I mean, Diddy was giving everybody on the West Coast, on the East Coast, Biggie and all them, all the cool samples and whatnot. This man did it with what I like to say horrible production.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I want to say white people production. He was able to bring our life and our culture on pen and paper with their culture orchestrating it and producing it.
So I actually thought you were gonna go a different direction.
Tell me what you thought I was like. Where we thought I was going.
No, when you started off, I thought you were gonna talk about that message I sent you, and I see you back on Old Book too. But I thought you were gonna go off that message I sent you when it said that Jay-Z was never the number one artist.
Yeah, I think
of
something
any
like
era.
that.
Of any era.
Yes.
Somebody
I mean,
broke it down.
That was really trippy to me
But
because
it was facts.
it is facts, but those are opinionated, right? Those are opinionated.
No,
errors.
those are by the numbers.
I know, but there was somebody on that list that I just couldn't. There was a few people on that list that I just couldn't fathom having a better year than Jay-Z.
Well, I'm just saying that they hit the charts, like their numbers hit better than his, like every single one of those years. And when he was looking at it, I'm like, all right, let me Google this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm Googling it while I'm looking. I'm like, dang, these are actually facts.
They are actual facts. Yeah, Jay-Z was Jay-Z.
There wasn't a point where he was the number one rapper on the billboards, on the charts, on the radio. He always was making music though, and he always had good music. I'm not going to go against that, but there wasn't a point where he was like, you know, how Drake was number one for 40 weeks straight, or you know what I'm saying? Like these artists were number one on the.
Right.
There wasn't. I looking at the facts, I never really thought about that, but he was right.
Listen, I'm on record asking people to look at the facts. Jay-Z is a great artist.
Yes,
but his longevity, he's like, I don't want to call him the Tom Brady of it because Tom Brady has a lot of championships. I don't want to call him the Jordan of it because even Jordan won he could be the Jordan of it because without the right teammates around Jordan, he would have never started winning.
Right.
You know, he was in the league a long time, getting close, not breaking that ceiling. Until you get yourself a Scottie Pippen, a Dennis Rodman, or whoever else come around, a Phil Jackson. I call Kanye West Phil Jackson. A lot of people don't understand the narrative in that. But what I'm trying to say, I call Kanye West the Phil Jackson of the era. And
Okay.
why I say that is because Phil Jackson came into Michael Jackson's career. Sorry, Michael Jordan's career. Michael Jordan started winning. Phil Jackson came into Kobe Bryant's career. Kobe Bryant started winning. Arguably two of the best to ever do it.
Okay.
Insert, everybody that I see on these lists that work with artists that are taking off their name into the top stratosphere, they want to work with Kanye to get to the next level. They
Right.
want Kanye to get them over that hump through that ceiling.
Even
It is.
now.
He's
I
the
feel
Phil
like
Jackson. He's not the teammate.
I feel like Jay-Z did that even before Kanye, even when he was pulling in artists, working with Dame Dash, and when he had Rockefeller. They were the first ones to actually create an all-black industry, you know what I'm saying, music company. Because after that, then you had Murder Inc. and you had other ones come in. But like looking back at the history of it, they were really the first ones doing that.
Well, yeah, they were the first ones to understand if they won't let us play, we'll play our own way.
Yes. Yes.
We'll do our own thing. And they were like the first people like, let us in, let us in. No, I'm not interested, But I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't dislike Jay-Z. A lot of people need to understand that I don't dislike Jigga. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I respect the power of what that really is. And the thing is, why I think that that's not disrespectful. I think if Kanye wasn't an artist himself, then that would be disrespectful, right? To be like, oh, this producer is the reason why this artist is hot. You know what I'm saying? It's like at that point it goes hand in hand. You feel me? Right. But when I've made you number one, and the only reason that you're even up here with me, artistry wise, is because of what you've done with me. Right. I'm already here from everything I'm doing by myself.
Right.
Like I'm doing all this me, and I'm right here with you. I don't want to have a conversation about the 5-10 people that's against me when I'm the one dude right in the same room.
Right.
I'm like, hey, don't ask me who the greatest is. Now it's crazy because we can't separate my man Ye music from his real life now.
You can, but people
choose
not to.
What do you mean you can't separate his music life from his real life because of what's going on right now?
Yeah, I think that honestly, I think that Ye is more. I think what's happening to Kanye is an exposure as to what happens to a lot of not just artists, but I want to say people. You know what I'm saying? Like people, our work will get discredited if we get out of line, so to speak. It becomes.
Well, do you feel like it's deserving what they're doing? Do you feel like what Kanye is going through right now is deserving of because of his behavior?
You know what's the sad fact is? It's all about who is the answerer of that question, in my opinion, right? Because if you ask me, struggling black man in America, is he deserving of these things? No.
Because of his behavior, though. I'm not saying that he wasn't doing anything and this happened. Because of his behavior, do you think that these consequences are warranted?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, politically, I have to be like, yeah, he deserves it. It's consequences behind your actions, But non-politically or unpolitically or politically incorrect, I should say, we're not addressing the real issues around here, man.
Okay, well, let's run down the issues that's going on with Kanye. So he first came out with the White Lives Matter shirt,
yes,
and upset a lot of people in the Black community. He also went on Drink Champs and made some comments about George Floyd that he repeated from Candace. That's nothing new. This is not the first time people hearing it, but because he said it, it upset a lot of people. Then he went on, and I need to look up the definition of anti-Semitic.
Me too.
Because I'm feeling like anything that you say regarding that community that's not positive is considered anti-Semitic, even if it's true.
Yo, also looking up the word anti-Semitic, I want to look up what Semitic is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Because it's like, am I like being told that I have to be in line? And if I'm against being in line, then I'm like against that? am I being told that, am I hearing Semitic because I'm not a college educated, I'm a college dropout like Kanye said. I hear Semitic, and is that another word for system? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is that what it is in there? Another word for a system in place, structure in place. Now I'm
Well,
like, if these things are true, which we all kind of know that they are true, but it's like unspoken. It's like,
Right.
no, we can't say, oh, black men can't be presidents no more because Barack was the president. It's like, is that fair to say that we won the fight because one of us got in? You know what I'm
mhm.
saying?
Like,
Like,
listen, you have to know that there are unwritten rules that are just in life. And as men, we have some unwritten rules. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
agree.
as a man, you know that if you go to the bathroom, you don't piss right next to another man. You skip a stall. Like, nobody ever had to write
Uh,
that down and put it on paper.
oh,
It's
my.
something, you know what I'm saying? The unwritten rules. And if somebody does come, you don't have, like, men don't go to the bathroom together. It's just,
Bruh, what in the hell am I reading right now?
oh, hold up.
Am I not supposed to be offended by this?
Okay, so the definition of anti Semitic is hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people. So,
Wow.
so with this definition and his death con comments, which he had the wrong word, and I think people knew what he was saying, but they didn't want to use context clues. They kind of just
Wanted to
made
take.
it. Yeah, they took it for what they wanted it to be.
Mhm.
So I think uh, anything outside of that, I don't understand what was anti-Semitic. Like if he's saying death con, like death, like then I understand how people can get upset.
Nah, like,
However, the other statements that Kanye made had some truth to it, and he proved it. They proved themselves by ripping him of his riches.
can I honestly say something here? Like, can I speak freely? Can I speak French?
Go ahead.
A lot of stuff was proven to be more accurate than not, right?
Right.
Because it's like this. You can't put a man on a pedestal or on a pulpit or any type of position and say, "Oh yeah, he's right. Oh yeah, he's right. Oh yeah, that's true." Hold up, wait a minute. That's a lie. That's a lie. Okay, it's like,
Mhm.
is this were we playing two lies and a truth? One of those type of games?
Right.
Because what I'm to believe is everything he said is true, but by definition, that has to be in place.
Mhm.
Now, what more is troubling to me is that word anti-Semitic is specifically
Jews.
against Jew people.
Mhm.
So, with more context of everything that he said is true. I can say kill a brother. I can say have sex with my man's wife. I can say take your girl. I can say run down on my ops. Anything against black people because that's then not anti-Semitic,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So yeah, we got a
Yeah.
real problem with definitions and placements in this world.
Let,
Why is it that it's prejudice, racism, and anti-Semitic? They all, I guess, mean different things.
Mhm.
Why I say black people can't be racist.
Say that.
I've been saying that for years. We can't be racist.
I think we can.
But how? We don't even have a definition that protects us.
I
because
understand that,
because
but
we didn't get the
if
chance to
we're going
create it.
by technical, the definition of racism, I believe that black people can be racist. I live with
Put all right, let's I
them.
want to put up the
Like, and
definition of racism.
I didn't know what I didn't understand it until I was old. I was like, dang, my aunt racist.
So
Like,
my belief,
but
it was my understanding of the definition of racism is using your power due to your race to hold someone back from achieving what they supposed to get. That's
mm-mm.
racism.
No, that's the black definition of racism.
Oh, there's a different definition.
I ain't playing with y'all today. Let me bring this up right here. Okay. So it says prejudice against or antagonistic towards a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginal.
Marginalized.
Mm.
Okay, so by this definition, you would be right because
We're
white
the
people
minority.
are not a minority and they are not marginalized. So, in
Mm.
that aspect of this definition, no, black people can't
And
be
they're
marginalized.
not picked off. White people are not hated against because of their membership to their whiteness. They, they are
Right.
hated because of their acceptance of their membership to their
Hmm.
whiteness and understanding that we don't have this. And that's power.
Now, white supremacy. Let me look up that definition
Only thing a
because
white
these
person
are
cannot
some
get up there and say is nigga. And he good.
or he can't call Spanish people um,
Yeah, yeah. Those, we don't really get into those terms because I don't really know them like that. But
And
even
the
black
reason I'm pulling up these definitions today is because sometimes we need clarity as to what these terms really mean. And like, I don't, for me, I'm kind of like, I'm going to share my comments
You,
after I
you,
show
you want
you.
to know something? It's just hold on, let's
Kurt,
see.
hey, Shaq says he got something to say. He wants to be added to the show.
Okay,
His brother is definitely better than
I'm, I'm
um,
gonna put the link in the,
white supremacy.
yes. So it's the belief that white people constitute a superior race and should therefore dominate society, typically to the exclusion or detriment of other racial and ethnic groups, in particular Black or Jewish people.
Now it's amazing because we're talking about anti-Semitic comments
And I
made
got a
to a community that we are all supposed to be networked in with when they talk about white supremacy. We're all together. They all feel they're above blacks and Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So that means
hold
that
on.
A,
Oh, I heard what you just said. Okay, keep
they
going.
look at us in the group as a core when it comes to who has the higher power. But we are really realizing that how really far down the totem pole we are as black people.
So, I all right. Two things, right? I think it's the way that you say certain things that some people's minds are able to accept, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think back years ago, what was that movie? Get Out, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What was that movie showing?
Hmm.
And I think it was just presented differently because they're like, all right, cool. Jordan Peele is paying all these white people to be in the movie, but what was he showing in that movie? And
Now,
now, years later, that Kanye West is really saying like, if he didn't say it, would it not be true? Or would people still be, or people not fussing about it if he didn't say it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like he's right though. They're still they will take our blackness and exploit it. The newest
but
artists signed are the young black ones in the community. So
before we
there's
before,
balance.
before we go off on a tangent, I just want to ask y'all a quick question: who's more superior now? Would it be white people or would it be Jewish people?
It's always gonna be. See,
Y'all
this
want
is
to join the
this
conversation? I
this.
put the
Let me tell you what's
link in
scary. Let me tell you that why that's a scary question, right? Because if I meet a black man and he tells me he's a Jew, right? I
Drake.
automatically still feel like, oh well, you don't have any powers until he turns out to be Drake, right? Then, but then when I meet a white man, I'm already afraid of him, and then he tells me he's a Jew. I'm
Mhm.
like, whoa, wow, okay. I'm like, okay, I got one. Like, so we're together. So that tells me who has more power with the white man still. I look at the Jew like he has a lot of connections. He has a lot of pull. He can keep you around. You know what I'm saying? Like that we all can work together and we've all learned how to coexist what they're good at and what we're good at.
Mhm.
But then you still understand that, wait a minute. Cause see, listen, I don't think for a second that a Jew or a Jewish person, and I could be mistaken, and if I am, I'm not to be offensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making a point, but I don't think that it was Jews running to cancel Kanye for his comments. You see what I'm saying? It was white people like, oh, you heard what he said about the Jews? We can't say stuff like that.
Right.
You know, like, and it's not a we can't say stuff like that as in Kanye like black or a person. We can't say stuff like that as in people with money, you know, as people that have things to lose. Because at the end of the day, who's buying our stuff? What they always say, a rich white man, he buy a new Benz, he ain't tinting it. You know, he'll go out and still buy some nice regular old Nikes while we gotta have Jordans.
See, like,
so we know they ain't spending the money. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I tell people this and they don't never believe me. And I'm like, just think about it. I was like, Drake was hired by the Jews to be a rapper. Like he's hired to be a rapper for the rest of his life. He is acting as a rapper. He's no longer acting anymore. You know, right? Wheelchair Jimmy. After that, he was hired to act as a rapper for the rest of his life.
Yep. Yes. I agree 100%, bro. I agree 100%. Drake has an NDA and a contract somewhere to tell him that I think Drake gets up every morning and reads a script on how to act. I agree 100%.
Like he doesn't have to.
We're watching the first big
as a rapper
improvement story.
Yeah. We got Shaq in the building. Unmute your mic.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
So I got a question for Six. Like, I know Six, like you a Kanye fan, like that's your brother.
And
are you still supporting him in all of what his madness right now? Are you still
100%, bro?
You know it.
Bro, he wilding right now.
I'm gonna tell you why.
And let me say this. You remember this. You the one who put me on to Kanye when I was a young buck, you know? And I can't support it right now. I just can't, bro. He doing too much, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why our people need to support.
Not just
our people.
Wait.
Who is our people?
Hey, Six, hold on. Six. How can you say our people? Do you notice every time he like trying to promote, he be putting us down, man?
No, wait. What are you not promoting? Are you not promoting his music, or not supporting his music? Not supporting his talk, his conversations, his interviews? What are you not? His brand, his Yeezy line. What is it that you're not supporting?
The Kanye movement.
Unmute your mic. Hey, y'all drilling them.
Everything. I still like.
I'm gonna put the address on the screen so I know how much.
All right. Panoramic roof.
I'm gonna say his just his antics. His music will always be great.
Okay.
But I think him making these comments outshadow his it outshine his.
But you know what?
His talent. And don't get me wrong though. He does make good points, bro. Kanye not dumb at all. It's just the way he does it. You know what I'm saying? He's not dumb at all. He's not crazy. He's very smart,
right?
We're in 2022. We're in 2022. There used to be a time in our life where if I didn't want my kid to see something, I didn't even have to be in the room. There was a little button that when they try to watch it, it says parental consent. Consent.
It's still there.
It's still there. But now these kids can hit yes. I'm 18 and I want to see it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like the gloves are off in this world. Mm-hmm. And like the reason why I say not just our people, but I'm talking about, and when I say our people, I'm talking about people not race. I'm talking about people who are in a position where they use their voice to speak every day.
Okay.
For other people, influencers. You know what I'm saying? Branders, socialites, artists. You know. Because the thing you have to realize, your people that support you believe in you 100%.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You don't get to a certain stature, right, by just existing. The thing that we are not understand, the thing that we are really having to understand is Kanye is not changing. His platform is getting bigger.
Right.
It's like, nah. Wait till I get my money right.
Mm-hmm.
Then they can't tell me nothing, right?
But
Because at the end of the day, the beliefs in everything that moves is the people with the money are right, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do what we gotta do to get the bag. That's why everybody's chasing the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say to me that Kanye does a lot of things to speak down on our people and don't uplift our people, I hear you, Shaq. Right? I hear you because I hear what Kanye's saying. I hear him talking, and I'm like, whoa, okay. Ooh, he pushed our buttons because we are egotistical as people, black people, we're egotistical, so our buttons get pushed easily. But when you really think about it, look what happens when he talks to you tells you to go against the grain.
Right.
Look what happens when he tells you that you don't have to do it that way. We're the first ones to cancel him. All I'm saying is, I feel where Kanye come from in another level because J Money, you've been through this. We tell artists and ask us, yo, I'm not making it. Like my record doing this, and I'm about to be on. Why I ain't signed it? Why I can't get shows and why I ain't getting paid? And we out there we telling them, we like, bro, you gotta get your ass cap together. You gotta get your shit together. And they looking at you like, oh, you gotta get your marketing together. They looking at you like, huh? You know what I'm saying? You like, bro. Then the 2 years later, they still talking to you like, oh, then you stop like, yo, I'm the best one out here. Ain't none of them doing better than me. Ain't none of them doing the numbers I'm doing. Then they start, oh, J Money, how can I get down? How can I get on? Now they want to be a part of this shit because they're getting egos pushed. They're ready to move. But when you out there, John, trying to help them and you giving them all the damn crumbs, you damn near leading them right to the bag. They're looking at you like, really? We look at the Kanye. Why is it that he's really the first close to a multi-billionaire, right? Why was he the first black man that got that type of money? The thing
was he actually really a billionaire?
He was almost worth 10 billion. It's amazing it's amazing.
Is it yours if someone could take it away?
That's what we got to really start questioning.
Is it
because he made it?
And wait, let's go back to what Shaq said about him downing the black people. He didn't apologize until these people started getting on his ass about what he said about the Jewish people. So, like, how do you defend that? Like, because you're defending his comments, him putting us down and just saying outlandish crap about people that look like him. But then he probably would have never apologized if they didn't start, as Charleston White would say, is they start whipping his ass, giving him them lashes.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're seeing a black man get in line.
He is getting in line. So what was all of that for? Like, stand on it. He didn't say, only thing he said wrong was the Def Con comment. But all that other stuff about them running the music industry, running the media, showing us allowing us to be hateful towards each other, but we can't say nothing about nobody else. All that stuff was true. So what is he apologizing?
Because like you said, the whip is
Stand on it.
No. Listen, even Kobe
to turn to his people and rebuild himself through his
people on social media burning this shit every second they get.
Instead of him reaching out to his community and rebuilding within his community, what is he doing? Crying and getting on his knees and sucking dick and all of that to get back in good with the Graces.
But that's not
How do you defend that?
That's business. That's business. The same way as Adidas was ready to get online and dog him and bash him out quickly, the same way that Nike and all these other companies were ready to throw him to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if everyone is going to go against me, if you telling me, if me, you, and J Money got a thing going, I'm fighting for J Money, but you're the reason that I'm in position to make these stances. If at the end of the day I fight for J Money and J Money tells me, you know what, Screw you. I didn't like what you said. And you come back and you're now the source telling me, hey, if you apologize, you good with us. You may not be good with J Money, but you good with us. I'm thinking about the other J Monies that I need to get straight with before it gets to that point. All right, I'm gonna get back right with you real quick because you're the
But
reason.
you did nothing wrong, and he's already reached the top. Like it's
Wrong
kind
is
of like take your fame, take your wealth,
yeah.
and humble yourself, and then say what I said. Nothing was wrong. What I said outside of the DEFCON comment. You know what? Y'all don't want to work with me. Well, let me go ahead and create a new brand and build my people up. Like
Yeah, but we're in a world where wrong is no longer your actions. Wrong is your words. Wrong is your movement. Wrong is your choice of clothing. Wrong is whatever is deemed wrong. You're done.
So I think people need to be able to separate personal and business, right? What somebody has going on personally in their lives is not going to affect the business that I have with them, and it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If somebody, no, for example, just if somebody's going through a divorce with their wife, that shouldn't stop me from being able to go buy their clothing or, you know what I'm saying, buy that brand. If McDonald's having a fight with his wife, I should be able to still go get my fucking French fries. That shouldn't stop business. You know what I'm saying?
well,
that shouldn't stop your business from flowing. The stuff that's
if you're
happening in your personal life.
making disparaging comments about the people that own these companies, it is going to get in the way of business.
You damn right, especially
how talented you are.
Yep,
you just can't do that. So, I mean, to his like the black people still embraced him after he disrespected us and stepped on us and beat us, stomped us, did all of that. We still accepted him. We still backed him when he was going through what he was going through with these people. And now he's just like, oh, none of that matters.
I want somebody to tell me what he said that was disrespectful to our people. What did he do to hurt our people besides elevate, which we already have acknowledged? Our people going to hate you when you do that. If you get a certain tax bracket, we already don't like you.
Yeah.
And Kanye was making super white money, so it would only be right that we treat him like he's the super whitest. We ain't gonna like him. But let's just be real here. To your point, J Money, everything in this world is personal now, bro.
Yeah.
Everything been personal since 2009, maybe 2012. When you start getting the first little Black Planet pages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, people don't support the brand. That we learned that. We didn't understand how powerful it was when we was younger, when everyone said, oh my God, Ralph Lauren said he doesn't want black people wearing his clothes. Tommy Hilfiger said he never made it for black people. Why is it 2021? Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren made it their business to come out and say, we don't know how that dirty rumor got started.
Mm-hmm.
We never said that. 20 years later?
20 years later.
And the reason being because someone in their office that they hired, they were wondering why. Someone said, bro, it's personal. It's more personal than ever. And I'm sorry, Kanye West don't owe the community anything because plenty of times this community had the opportunities to put Kanye where he wanted to be seen. And I'm sorry if I got to say it, I think I was the only one doing it. Y'all wanted your Lil Waynes, your Jay-Z's, your little babies now, and everybody else under the sun, whoever it is, you want them. You've crowned them.
Y'all want to hear this? Can you see my screen?
I saw that. Yeah, and I thought that's rapper stuff.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
I know.
On mute that is. Still on mute. I think that Kanye shouldn't have apologized, but he had to.
I think if you're not taking something personal, you're wrong. And the only way you're going to get changed is if you do take it personal. And it does affect you. That's the only way you get changed.
Hold on, can you hear it? You can't hear it?
Nah, we can't hear it.
Oh.
I can't hear it.
Listen, though. Curtis said Ye acts differently when the money gets involved. Show me a black person that don't.
Yeah.
Show me a black person that don't hit that famous line, I gotta be to work in the morning. I can't play around with y'all.
Now,
Mhm.
in the midst of Kanye apologizing, he also checked the shit out of George Floyd's. I don't know if it's his sister, his wife, or
Yes.
who was it? It's the mother of George Floyd's daughter. And I mean, tell me if y'all agree with what he said to her. Did you guys see it or
Now
listen?
go ahead and run it back. I heard he went on in them, but I agreed with him when he said that.
All right, let me just.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the audio.
Well,
We
hold on.
all know everything is like when you making a certain amount of money, everything is an attack.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
play this video and then I actually let me just find this thing while we talking about it. But keep going while I find this
Like
thing.
I could sue you guys. I have an offense for y'all not telling me lime green was the color.
Lime green. We ain't know. We ain't playing
No,
this.
but no. On the other end, we could get on you for you not telling us that red was the color. You know what I'm saying? You got on the red. We didn't know. We would have put on red.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all see how easy that happened? That is division.
I don't have no
One of us can sue.
You know what I'm saying?
One of us.
Well, obviously it's going to be you because we together we both got on green and you by yourself. So you're the minority.
And then I feel like y'all. Then I feel like yay.
Oh, here you go. I'm about to say, they be posting like 100 times a day. It is so hard to really see what the hell. All right, I'm about to share this. Give me 1 second. But yeah, Kanye, I don't like the fact that he's apologizing. I think he needs to stand on what he said. He should have just simply apologized for the DEFCON comments. He should not have apologized for the George Floyd's comment.
I
But
don't believe in sorry.
isn't it amazing that a simple apology is all it takes?
I don't believe in sorry because you wasn't sorry when you did it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I honestly agree with you too. I'm like, yo, I think it's cool. Hey, you cut up and then you say sorry.
All right. So Kanye goes to say, and this is because they decided to sue Kanye for $250 million simply because he repeated what Candace Owens, yeah, what
Uh huh.
Candace said. And what bothered me about that was you guys didn't try to sue Candace. Is it because y'all know she don't have the money, or is it because what she said has some truth to it? Now, in response to them threatening to sue Kanye, Candace threatened to sue them for trying to sue Kanye and basically for about causing her distress and about lying to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So since when that came out, they dropped the suit. I don't know if they dropped the suit because Kanye lost his money or simply because they just didn't want the heat and Candace to expose all that was in the docket.
And they
But
would have had money and they would have lost because if they would have won the Kanye suit, they could have been sued for as much damages as they won
mhm,
and lost that because it would have been active that they've done that.
yeah,
So I
yep.
mean,
And
it's
people was going to do it. So
a
Kanye had a
cool world.
message for the family, or not the whole family, but simply the mother of George Floyd's daughter. And of course, y'all can see it here. But he said, this shit had me cracking up. I said, Kanye, you ain't done yet. So he's like, now for Roxy Washington and Roxy Washington alone, I gave $2 million out of my pocket for the family to
Mhm.
help
For the
George's
people.
daughter, your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I can guarantee that most of those that came for me after my comments didn't do what I did, even those with millions of dollars in the
In
bank.
the bank. Hmm.
How much did BLM give?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Many gave words. I acted. Now,
Mm-hmm.
because of words, you want to sue me for $250 million when I'm going through an economic lynching, a digital lynching, and a social credit score bankrupting. Wow. He says you're either being controlled or you're being greedy. Oh, well, he didn't say that part, but
But you better get you
but
some business.
right before God get mad. He said, "This is how you try someone who was there for your family. You will never get money from no one else. God don't like ugly." He said, "Look at your mother effing hat. Your hat ugly." He ain't shit. He said, "You know how I feel about an ugly ass hat. To the Floyd family, I apologize to you and the black community for my comments on drink champs. Humbly." He said, "Now come get Roxy before she mess up y'all money." The Bible is an umbilical cord. Stay connected.
And you know what? I think that what he's saying to them is he made a pledge, an obligation, and he's been paying them, and he's probably telling them it's going to cut off. It's going to be done. What you're getting, I will cut it off. And the thing about it is, that I want to really stress out is Candace Owens wasn't the first one to say that. It was said in his court, in the court proceedings. It was brought up in court. It was actually made that this man had a problem, you know what I'm saying, in court. So I get people are sensitive to things when it's your family. Facts are facts. You know, problems are problems and we get offended. But the reality of the matter is we have to understand something. People are upset about questions that are going to push our boundaries of thoughts. I mean, like, if someone told me 40 years down the road, bro, you've been putting your right shoe on your left foot and your left shoe on your right foot. No, it's not the indentation you're supposed to follow. That's why you fall over. You know how mind blown I'd be? I'd even try it if they walking around with like, yeah, this is how I get perfect balance. We're in a TikTok era. We're like, oh, did you know? I was today years old when I found out that this was supposed to be used for this. You know what I'm saying? You're like, whoa. Wait.
I love learning. I be learning.
I've been cooking noodles wrong all my life.
How you cook them?
Well, apparently, they have the little, when you take the cup of noodles, if you take the cup out, the actual thing that the cup of noodles is in is used to hold your noodles down in their place.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. So the cup of noodles, if you take the top off.
Yep, the little outside cardboard casing that's around it. It's supposed to go over top of it like a shield.
Oh yeah. So, wait, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, we know you knew, J Money. You had walking encyclopedia, and you actually went to school with Dracula. And
you know what I use to keep it down? I use a fork.
You put a metal fork in a plastic fork?
I put a metal fork over top of it to hold it, to keep it.
So you boil your water first, and then you pour it in, and then
if I do it that way, you're not supposed to.
Can I just also let y'all know? Y'all know? Have y'all ever read? Y'all know it says it on the fucking box.
So that's also something that I didn't know. That Russians came on boxes. I was one of those people that this hot. It's got to go.
Just not for noodles, though. Just not for noodles.
Got to go like this.
Speaking of which, I want to make me some seafood.
Common sense here. Come on.
But back to Kanye. This last question so we can move on. Is it really yours if it can be taken away from you? Because him being stripped of all that money, it's like air. Like, so you look like you was worth this much, but in a snap of a finger, you really don't have that actual money liquid. It's just like so what is your actual worth? You know what I'm saying? Like
that is so perfect that you asked that, right? Because a couple of months ago, I made the comments that Kanye West was living proof that if you have a dream or something that you really love doing, take the job and do it. However much they pay you, they're going to pay you based on your love, your passion, and what you give to the company, right? So what we realize is this man was worth $10 billion because of his job at Gap and Adidas. Well, the question that you ask is it really his? Well, no. He was doing what he loved to do, not for himself, but for the companies that he loved. Gap and, well, Louis Vuitton and Adidas just came along because they were willing to give him something based on what he'd already done.
Right.
You know, they say, look, bro, you did this for them. Yes, we want this. Right? Now, I said on my Facebook page on Old Book, Kanye proved to us that they bought the brand of Yeezy no matter who the household was.
Yeah.
What you mean?
So he was with Nike first. The shoes sold out at phenomenal rates. Left Nike, went to Adidas, they became the number one shoe people. Went to Balenciaga, they became the number one fashion at that time for that last 2 years. He went to Gap, they sold out in seconds. First time in history that Gap had ever sold out in seconds on any type of clothing they've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So these clothing brands realized that throwing the name Yeezy on it made these valuable and wanted and sought out items.
Right.
Now, I do want people to understand something. A few months ago, Kanye West sat down with all of these companies and requested to be taken out of his contracts because he said, I made you all money, you all made me money, now I want to do my own thing. Remember on Sway, he said, Sway, you ain't got the answers. And Sway was trying to tell him, do your own thing. And he asked him a specific question. Why should I do my own thing and not be respected on the same levels as YSL, Nike?
He said house.
Facts. You know? And asked, why should I do these things and not be accredited on the same level of my work, but be accredited on the level of my color? Because that's really what was being asked on the Sway show. I want people to understand that. Sway was saying, why don't you just be FUBU? When this man wanted to be Christian Dior.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the black man will, that's what the black community will request of you when you say
FUBU got a network now. They back in pocket. They years, but they back.
They was telling my man, I mean, like Shaq, no disrespect, Shaq make billions of dollars on his shoes. You feel me? But what he makes in his time frame, Kanye was making it like a month on his shoes because of the thing.
Yeah, so, what Shaq was doing in a year, he was doing in like a month.
So they own the name Yeezy?
They own the name Yeezy. That's their brand. That's their brand.
No, he can't do nothing with it.
No. That's Kanye's brand. Kanye owns the brand Yeezy. Period.
Oh, okay.
Take that. He don't have to throw it on anything else at this point. He can open up a Yeezy store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And why doesn't he, instead of begging these people for a position?
Because like honestly, I want people to
Master P route.
And I'm not in Kanye's brain. I don't know, but I'm trying to get people to understand where this thing, the Master P route, yes, is independence, 100% independent. But because Master P never ever had Top Ramen, or Utz or Lay's pushing his brand, he ain't on their level. I mean, when you look for a bag of rock snacks, you find them in the corner store, mom and pop's joint. You know? Yeah, online. But but like Kanye wants to be able to walk in any store and find me. So let's just say a kid with a dream.
He don't want to give. I think it's all about giving up. Like certain people don't want to give up nothing. And
Master P is a full-blown hustler. Kanye West is a man with dreams and visions. It was like Master P, a dude who said, "Hold up, they making what off of fucking chips? Give me some goddamn chips."
Bomb too, y'all. I almost had every flavor.
Kanye, that dude, he's like, man, I always loved Nikes, and I was growing up, and I said I want to design a pair of Nikes for Nike, and now I get to do it. You know, like that's a dreamer that wants to show you I can make my dreams come true.
Yeah. So, what do you think's next for Kanye? You think he's going to bounce back from this?
He's going to drop out.
Kanye is already good. Right?
You think
this is a gateway to independence and a gateway to full-blown freedom. I mean, like I honestly don't think people are really paying attention to the personal optics of what's going on in this man's life. This man is going through a divorce, pretty nasty one, you know. And a lot of things.
Wicked and nasty. It was quiet. We wouldn't even hear nothing about it if he wouldn't shut up.
Listen. Everybody knows you're still married, and your wife is walking around with her boyfriend already. So it's public. It's public. It don't matter how quiet you.
And he was walking around with the girl he's no longer with. So
that was time frame. Facts. These are all counters. But the thing is, you know, these are positions that things get erratic, things change, things shift in people's personal lives. I mean, there's a lot of people out this joint. If their dog dies, their whole life changes. You know, I mean, like there's people that if if they lose their job today or tomorrow, they go off the deep end.
Yeah, they don't know how to function.
I mean, so like we're in a world where what we see is literally not always what we get.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I mean, like, I'm not sitting there just like want to sit there and say, oh, this is the end, because at the end of the day, you don't become that rich by not being supported by everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's putting money in your pocket. The people that you hurt, the people that you didn't hurt, the people that love you, the people that you don't love.
Yeah.
And in every race, someone can get on a platform and say anything racist about all us black folks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what hurts it when it's against us? Because we're already the minority. If just 10% says, I don't get it, what's the big deal? It's already a fight not worth fighting. So when you talk about on that scale where he is, 10% ain't a pebble. That's not 10. You need at least 40% to be done in his world where he at. Mm-hmm. He need a 40% structural change. And he didn't offend 40% of our population. He's already converted 2 or 3. If one Jew woke up and said, "What's wrong with that?" He was right. We do own them. We do own entertainment. Then guess what? If one man called him and said, "You know, Yeezy, you right, but you can't say that on that platform." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You already won. Ain't nobody gonna issue nothing when they don't think they won.
Mm. So who's going to be the next? Who's going to take Kanye's place in the fashion industry? Y'all think?
Nah. As far as a black man,
so he's gone. He's out of here. We can't see you.
We're not getting no black men to take that place. Y'all know that position is going to be given back to a white man. We don't understand what we asked for. Just like when we got a black president, and now we got a black vice president, and now I'm pretty sure that the next step is for a black vice and black president, right? That's the next thing, you know.
Yeah, that's the next.
A female president is a real stretch of a wave, because that changes the dynamic of livelihoods. You got to understand that. That's why we ain't got a female president yet. And even having a female vice president is still a push, but they understood what they was really saying. We're in a world of making history, but a world where we got 2 women making or a woman making the president in the big house, that's one I don't know, bro. I think I'm gonna be like my great grandparents when we see that. Like when they saw a black man for president. You know, most of them old people died.
Yeah.
It's like a black man's a president. I can finally rest in peace. It's gone. So who knows, man?
Yeah, because that's what they live for.
There ain't gonna be no black man to reach that power of fashion. What we got here? He definitely looks like a girl.
Y'all fucking me up.
So you see, Miami Tip is on this whole campaign with like wanting transsexuals to expose their genders and be more open with social media and how they're carrying themselves in public.
All right, so yeah, I did see that, and I like how Tip is bringing that to the forefront, because I feel like men are starting to try to dominate feminine spaces, and it's getting on my nerves. Like, I'm just tired of it. Women are now going into, well, we are, but not everything. Like, everything, we can't have nothing anymore. Like, geez, we can't have nothing. I like that Miami Tip not is exposing people, but really asking that, you know, it's full disclosure. Yeah, it's full disclosure, because some heterosexual men really wants to just see a biological woman. They don't want to be tricked. They don't want to be fooled. They don't want to go through none of that. And it doesn't matter how you feel on the inside. Like, what are you genetically? Like, it's absolutely not fair. Then they go and they start crying about, oh, transgenders are getting murdered at a higher rate than anything nowadays, and all of this other stuff. But these people are purposely going out and tricking heterosexual men and then weaponizing what they are against these men. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. So because this woman was it someone exposed her for being I just messed that all up. Because this woman was exposed for being a man, she now wants to expose every man that slept with her. I don't think it's fair. If your job is telling you that no, now that we found out that you're not what you say you are, we kind of are only catering to this, and you no longer work there. How does that equate to you going out and just blasting these men?
Yes. Great
How
TV.
does that even equate to one another? And then
Man.
if you're a woman, how are you making fun of men for sleeping with a woman? Or are you making fun of men for sleeping with a fake woman? Like, I'm confused. And I'm not transphobic, but I am a biological woman, and I do get offended
That's the joke.
by
Yep.
situations like this. I think that women that do this need to be charged with assault, or men that imposes as women and do this to men, heterosexual men, should be charged with assault. Disclose yourself. Let a man know up front, like, what it is. And some men will be like, damn, shorty, I don't even care. You bad as fuck. And do what they want to do. But give a person that option. Like, please give a person that option.
Nah, like, you right, yeah. I mean, honestly, I hope I don't get fucking canceled for this, man. But look, if I don't like white women, Latina women, Chinese women, I can see all of that right on the surface and say, all right, I want to go out here and get me a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So I approach all black women. If I say I don't want to date black women no more and I want to go out and approach all white women, fine. And at the point where you can say, even in 2022, I don't want to date women anymore, I want to date men, you know what I'm saying? You're able to go ahead and make that transition. I do believe that it's unfair that someone could be hiding their true identity for what they self-identify with when it's firmly acknowledged that there are people out here that are willing and are looking for exactly what you offer.
Thank you.
It's not fair. I don't think
fair.
that is right. It's not right to try to purposely mess up people's lives because you're trying to live out a lifestyle that you want.
You're trying to live out
Give people options.
Let me just say something. It's not exactly that, but there was this man. He married this woman. She was a model. She was beautiful. She looked so good. When he had kids with her, the kids came out butt ugly. He didn't know that before he married this woman, she had several plastic surgeries on her face, got her body done, and all of this stuff, right? So, because when the kid came out, he was like, "What is this?" You know what I'm saying? He's expecting to make beautiful babies with a beautiful woman.
Correct.
That's
different. But she wasn't born that way.
But that's different, though. Totally different. Because the thing is, that's still a 2 and 2. He probably thought he caught a catch, when in reality, he always caught what he was supposed to get, an ugly woman.
Let me
She's just not really. She just went.
Hey, let's hear J Money out, because basically what you're saying is that it's okay for them not to disclose what they are.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That is not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is all of the, like, you can be tricked very easily. I'm gonna let y'all know it's a movie right now called Secret Society. I haven't seen the whole thing. I got 28 minutes. Messed me up. Like, it really messed me up, because it was these women who look. I was looking at the movie and I was like, damn, she bad. Messed me up, because these women were actually men, and they were tricking other men into sleeping with them. And I feel like the word trick is there for a key reason. It's a trick. They weren't open and were like, hey, you know what? Want to let you know that I was born a man and then I changed into a woman. Like, if you're not openly saying that from the beginning, because Six is right, there are people who are looking for that. Like, there's some people who are interested in that, and they're looking for that. This day and age, you can be honest. You don't need to lie about your sexuality. You don't need to lie about your gender. You don't need to these days. It used to be a point where it used to be like, oh, okay, but you don't need to lie.
And you remember, even in that show, they went through a part in their transition in their life when they was like, you know what, I don't want to lie anymore. And they started like coming out and telling the guys, I'm really this and I'm really that. And most of the guys was like, I've been there.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't get to I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was a part where she's like, I have a confession. And he was like, what's up? And she was like, I'm a man, Niger. I was like, oh no, man.
Right. Yeah, I'm a manager. Yeah. But like, and that just like straight up, they eventually got around to telling people, you know, I'm a man. And most of the guys are like, I already knew that. Like, why are you thinking that you had to?
Someone told me that it is not gay if a man has sex with a man who now has a vagina. No, and I wanted to know how you guys feel about
that. That's for if that community deems it as that. I don't know what else.
You know she was a part of that community.
I don't know what else it is. I don't know.
Funny that that's the first thing you said, because she is a part of the rainbow community. And she was just explaining to me, she was just like, well, look at it from this point of view. I mean, is it really gay? And I was just like, and I gave her an example of a guy that I knew that was sleeping with a transgender. And thank you. I'm not even gonna say it. You already said it. And I was just like, I don't want to deal, me as a biological woman, I don't want to deal with a bisexual man. I don't want to, because there's not a hole on my body. There's not a hole that a man has that I don't have. So what is the point? That's my whole thing. Like, what would be the point of doing that? Like, I'm not opposed to anything. all doors are open. So why are you going over there? Like, so I was explaining to her that some men, it's just what it is. They just don't want to be involved with stuff like that. And it's nothing wrong with that at all. Transparency. So now my question to you guys is, how soon do you think someone should disclose that they are what they are?
As soon as, I mean, it's today's world. Like Jay said, we're in a world where it's all about being honest. I mean, like I said,
Hennessy Marie said, she said that, you know, a lot of these were pay dates, so she didn't feel the need to disclose. If you're just paying me for a date, why do I need to tell you what I am?
You know what's really trippy to me is that we're in a world where everything has to be full disclosed. You know what I'm saying? Like, girls want to know how much a man bank account, what he got, what kind of car the dude drive, what, you know, like all these things, how many followers they got, and how much, you know, like everything. This things that we all want to know, but we can't ask when you born a man, because the idea of it is that's not what you were attracted to. You were attracted to a woman. So if that person is now a woman and they've mastered the ability to make themselves a beautiful woman, you should be taking the compliment. But if you're not in a setting to where you know that that's what they're looking for, then you should be like, oh, thank you. I don't know if you come up like this, yeah, I'm a man, or I'm a trans, or however it goes.
Just be like, you know, I'm a trans woman, and I think that's how the conversation should go. Like, you should do that on the phone before you meet with somebody. That way you know if they want to be bothered. Now,
it should be in your bio. It should be like, even when you go to your Instagram, like they should maybe say, go to my Instagram.
Hey, so like,
trans
woman.
I'm
gonna tell you what they do now is like, because I didn't know what it meant, but when they put TS, that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that means trans. I don't know if it's transsexual or
transsexual,
but that's what that means. And so I didn't realize it. It was like a few years ago when I realized what that meant, and somebody kept saying it, and I was like, what does that mean? And they was like, oh yeah, I'm trans. I was like, what you like, transit police? Like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about?
Transsexual.
You better stop playing with me, man.
Transsexual. Now,
stop playing around, man. What the fuck, bro?
Now,
come on, man. No. He gotta be stopped.
Wait. Y'all in these inside jokes. But
so yeah, they got it. Yeah, man. Look, hey. Yeah,
so
man.
you feel like they need to disclose even if it's a pay date?
Yes.
I think it need to be. I think full disclosure is perfect. Full disclosure.
Fully.
Put up a pic of Optimus Prime.
Now, if a man is attracted to if a man is bisexual, do you think he should disclose that as well?
I mean, nah, I don't think he should disclose that.
Why not?
Because honestly, I'm not trying to be funny or gay or anything like that. But if a man is picking a woman at that time, or I think that more people need to start focusing on some longevity. You know, some real live longevity. I mean, if you
if he's having a one night stand with the woman, he don't need to tell her that he's bisexual.
I mean, one night stands is definitely a no go.
All right, so look, I'm gonna say two things.
If you with who you are with for that moment,
it's two things. One, I think that the world has just become overly perverted, right?
Amen.
Because one, it's really nobody else's business what's happening between somebody else's legs. It's not. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
until you're about to share it.
It's really like worrying about how much tire pressure somebody else has in their car. Like, it's not my business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much.
But if you see somebody, if you ride down the street, you see somebody's tire low, you honk them and tell them, "Hey, you want to put some air in your back tire and look like it's going flat."
No, these days I'm not, because your car should tell you that on its fucking own. Your car should have
everybody have a 2022.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I honestly feel like the world has become perverted. I don't know if it's because of social media, but also it's become too sexualized, right? Because if you talk to adults about when they talk about saying your pronoun, if you're talking to somebody who's 45 and older, or like, you know what I'm saying, like these older people who work in office buildings, they're like, I don't understand. Why do people want to know their pronoun? And they're looking at it like it's just telling them who they're having sex with. They're like, oh yeah, if somebody puts up on there, that's a guy and they want to be called her, that's just showing that they're in a different community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that overall,
gender anything.
I just think over time, I remember when I was in high school, if somebody was gay, it was private, or it'd be like everybody didn't know. Now it's just open, like, just be yourself, let everybody know.
You know, because today is the days where we're all just walking billboards, walking resumes. You know, it's like, hey, I'm this way, I'm ready. Hey, meet me, let's do it. You know. No question.
Y'all just got off on another topic. Did you guys hear about the Muslims that shut down a school because there was a book in there, a gay book in there, a book in there teaching children about
totally inappropriate
homosexuals, and basically how to like your first lose your virginity to the same sex. Also dating older guys. Adult men for young boys. Basically shut down the school board meeting. It was Muslims and other parents, but they were telling them to take the book out of school. They don't understand why the book is in the school. And people from the community was like, well, if they have to learn about men and women having sex, why can't they learn about men and men having sex, or women and women having sex? So what do you guys think about that? Because y'all have children, so I
totally disagree with the community that said they need to know these things, right? Mm-hmm. Because that part is called choice.
Choice, yes,
right. And we're all for freedom of choice. All right, and it doesn't change based on who or what you fall in love with or choose to do what you do with or whatever. Mm-hmm. The reality of it is sex education is taught to help people learn how to safely procreate the world.
Right.
And for people to not understand that, it's like, hey, you guys are young. Until you're ready to have babies, put on condoms. And if you don't want to have STDs, wear condoms, you know? That's what it's about. It's not about, oh yeah, like you go and you have sex with a man, you're a man and it's cool. It's, oh, you go and have sex with women and you're a woman and it's cool. No, because that's not procreation. Men and men can't procreate. Women and women can't procreate. The process of what they got to do and all that shit is not the same. Not even needed in the damn book.
Well, they can buy babies now.
No,
So then that's not even in the book. The two people that made the baby, they read the right book.
let me explain. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying the world has become perverted because now sex is a sport. It's not a sacred energy exchange. It's a sport. People fucking for fun.
A
You know what I'm saying?
sacred energy exchange.
SEX, a sacred energy exchange. That's what sex is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a sport. People are having sex for sport now. They want to fuck somebody just to say, "Oh, I fucked them." It's not
Did you
about
guys
having a
know?
relationship with somebody.
I'm not going to let you do that. No.
You guys know the sperm banks are running out of African American sperm?
I
In case you
wonder
guys
why.
wanted to make a couple of dollars.
you mean they threw it away?
No. No, they definitely didn't throw them away.
Let me tell you,
You see how many
black
mixed
people don't
babies
need
is out here?
black people don't need to donate sperm. They are
No,
procreating
but
at a high
they
rate.
do. No, they do because it's all the races want a baby that's mixed with black. And a lot of women or couples now, these couples that can't have kids themselves, whether it's naturally or because of their choice of lifestyle, they're requesting babies with certain phenotypes
Hey, do
and
we got any
genotypes.
idea when the houses on Mars will be ready? Because
Oh, they're almost ready. You can actually.
trying to
You
get
know,
back.
I thought about moving. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I actually want to get a dual citizenship for here and my country back home in Liberia because I don't think I want to be here much longer, and
Hey,
I
so
definitely ain't raising no kids here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what my parents did. Like they are no longer U.S. citizens. They are citizens of another country. They was like, yeah, they done with it. And I was like, hold up, what? Take me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Yeah,
y'all
They left
doing?
you. They left you.
want to get dual
Yeah, they
citizenship
gone.
because it's just too much. Like they
You
focus
bloody
on
American.
too much here, and it's becoming too much. Like this trans topic bothers me because I don't like the exposing part. Like I don't like
Yeah,
them weaponizing that. And Dr. Umar was on Fox Soul. Now, before I get into this, you realize the community do not, and a lot of people don't repost stuff like this. Like they
Of course
don't
not.
yeah,
repost, they don't repost it, they don't highlight it, they don't talk about it. The Breakfast Club, um, Shade Room, a lot of these big sites, they don't talk about a lot of things. There was a trans woman that recently raped a biological one. And you wouldn't know about it unless it came across your feed on YouTube, depending on what you watch. But a lot of these big sites, they don't cover that. They don't cover the fact that especially Fox Soul. This is a young lady that was on Fox Soul. They had a debate. It was Dr. Umar, Cynthia G, and Hope Giselle,
mm-hmm.
and they were debating, and the woman who organized it, they were debating about men issues and basically what's the problem with men and all the issues that the community has with the black man.
Mm-hmm.
And on there was a transgender Hope Giselle. Now, anybody that knows Dr. Umar, he knows that it's my queen, my black queen, my beautiful sister, da 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 da. So he was addressing what he thought was both women as such in a respectful manner. Like, okay, queen, like, yes,
Right.
whatever. So later on after that, someone told him that that was actually a man. He misspoke and that Hope was a man. So Dr. Umar gets on there and he's like, oh, I didn't know, whatever. And this man gets on you know, Instagram or wherever. And she's like, oh, your dick was hard when I was speaking because I was so intelligent. You're just mad because you wanted me and all of this other stuff, right? And
Okay.
Dr. Umar is like, this is madness. This is sickening. He's like, no, I was just being respectful like I usually am respectful. You did look decent, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not attracted to men. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just being respectful. It's not none of that. But my issue came with why are you so excited that you tricked them? Like, that's my whole issue. Like, why are you so excited that you tricked them?
Now,
And
like
Fox
honestly,
Soul did not speak on that
yeah.
part, and the fact that it's a black man that changed it to a black woman or is trying to change it to a black woman, you should have been transparent so that you can tell people why you didn't want to be a black man anymore.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well, we
you
already.
transparent.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing for certain, three things for sure. I understand that they happy that they were able to trick a straight man into thinking that they were a woman because that's all they ever wanted to be. It's like the reverse Pinocchio. I'm a real girl. I'm a real girl. You know, and it's like they finally feel like they made it. You know, it's like yeah, they go tell their girlfriends.
Until it's time to get your prostate checked.
I mean, look, you feel me? Until it's time to really go through real issues of that stuff. But what's really amazing is that it is really a testament to what Kanye said about the straight white man. He could have taken out the word white, right? Because the straight man has it way harder than anybody in America when it comes to being judged, and what you say can really come back to hurt you and haunt you, right? But it's amazing that we don't acknowledge the fact that these are all attacks on the actual leaders of the world, the men. You see what I'm saying? It's all about protection of women's rights. It's all about protection of everybody else's rights. And it's all thrown in with words like race, spiritual, religion, or education. It's thrown in all these words because at the end of the day, if that was a woman up there speaking and spewing out on that platform like that, it wouldn't have hurt or affected as much because we're already not giving her as much power as we're giving a man like Kanye West.
Right.
We already we're not giving her that big of a platform. They're not giving her the next shoe line, the next clothing line, the biggest album of the year. You know, they're not giving her all of these things because she's not the leader of the world. The men are. These are ways to keep us in line. Oh, you could be a man, but you bet not say what you want to say as a man. You can be a man, but you bet not go where you want to go as a man. You can be a man, but hey, if you ain't playing along with the actual head man, then it can all be taken away from you. All these rules, all these laws and stuff that get put in place are to protect the women's and women's emotions and intuitions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you can't go out here and you can't just go out here and say anything on social media because this woman is worried about raising her son and her son seeing this, or her daughter in a world of, you know, like this. So we gotta be real careful now. But that's the real attack. Men are at an all-time high, have to pay attention to what's going on. I mean, it's not ironic that it's no more black sperm in the sperm bank. I mean, they don't want that.
No, it's also because everybody is requesting mixed babies. Everybody wants the black gene, and that's exactly why it's in high demand. It's not that it's in high demand. That's why they don't have it anymore. And what I was thinking about was population control. With the push of this agenda of the community, it's kind of like, you know, like, okay, what you said earlier about procreating. If everyone of the same sex is getting together, like that's kind of lessens the amount of babies that's being born in a sense. And at that point, people of that community rarely raise heterosexual children, so they adopt these kids and they don't come out heterosexual. So that also contains the population to a sense as well. So.
Let's talk about a real something. Let's talk about something real quick. Why are black babies in high demand? Unless is there something in the future that they're planning that they're not telling us being black now? Yeah. Because if we're going to be always at the bottom, why are people requesting to have little black babies? Because I would assume that there's white people asking for black babies too.
Everybody wants their kids to look like Northwest and Saint, and
they're
really cute kids.
They're pretty adorable kids, but
because a black man,
black fate as me,
black man is needed to create that. Even if you have a black woman and she has sex with a white man, you still need a black man to create that type of baby. To create,
but isn't the end fate the same? is
really.
little. I'm pretty confident that
They're
the
trying to
only thing that's going to
water down
the
the
only
black
thing that
race.
was yeah, the only thing that's going to stop North Saint and Chicago and all of them from getting pulled over is just not being in the black neighborhood or driving the way that they were taught by white people to drive in the white neighborhoods. Because the minute that they act black like their daddy, they can be targets. But if they're acting like their mama with the lighter skin, it'll be okay. So why are people requesting to have these black babies? It's kind of weird to me. The end result is going to be the same. I don't know what people see.
Mm.
They must see the sun getting a lot closer.
I guess that's very interesting. But on to the next topic. Is it me or does it seem like celebrities change their name later on in their career?
Yeah,
Prince
they
did it.
definitely do. It's
Kanye
smart
did
though.
it. Someone else did it. I forgot. But
Remember Sam Jackson used to be Sam. Remember Samuel Jackson used to be Sam Jackson. So yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, is it because when you initially get in the industry and you sign over your name and your likeness, and then when you want to be free, you change your name so that they're unable to own you still?
that's
I
one
think
reason.
I think it's multiple reasons, and it's
Yeah,
different for everybody's situation. But I think one of them is just for privacy, because if you are going by your government name, they're able to look up information on you that you might not want to be public, or you know what I'm saying, be able to find your address or your social security.
No, not the public name. Like, like for
no, I
Yeah,
instance,
understand.
like
Prince. You know
no,
how
that's what I'm
Prince
saying. Like
changed his name
Childish
to himself?
Gambino, Donald Glover. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm,
was Childish Gambino at first, and then when he started doing the show, it's been Donald Glover. So
mm,
that was strange to me because usually I thought it would be like Donald Glover to Childish Gambino, but
mm.
he changed. You know what I'm saying? Like so, that's what I was saying. I think everybody's situation may be different in terms of why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, also it's levels. It's levels to it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if I get in the game, I think that eventually you're going to always be labeled by your first gig
First, yeah,
until you make a name for yourself to tell people how you want to
called, yeah.
be called or respected or presented, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like there's a lot of people that used to call me by my real name, which was Kron. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really anything other than music that I did early in my career that you could find written by Kron Trowell. You see what I'm saying? When I became success and started writing, I was no longer like writing for labels. So now it's like, all right, I'm not gonna be Kron the Great anymore. I'm gonna go by success because I want to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask yourself, people like Prince, yes, I signed over all my rights to a label and I'm Prince. And now I don't want to be Prince anymore, or I do want to be Prince, but I want to not them to own it. You
Right.
know? Well, it's either they own my likeness, they own my music at a certain point in time, till a certain point in time,
Mm-hmm.
or they created that likeness.
Yeah.
Now,
That persona.
can you sign to a label without them owning your name?
Yeah. If you come in with your name,
Doing business as a
yeah,
DBA.
if you come in, but see, the thing is, there's always going to be some type of time frame on that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's like if Spotify comes to pick up our podcast, they're going to want the name Jezebel Da Truth. They're not going to want you to take Balls Biz Radio and Jezebel Da Truth anywhere else. They're not going to want anybody else to be able to use those likenesses, and they're going to do everything to protect that. And they may tell you, well, look, we're going to do this for 5 years until 5 years after your contract is up, or 10 years after your contract is up, 20 years after your contract is up. And what people have to understand is if they're going those high end numbers, they're saying that there's going to be so much residual income coming in that they want to make sure that they're always getting their cut.
It's security.
Yeah, security. So
It's
of course, when you create your own lane, your own name, you go buy something different, and you get your little independence and your freedom back.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a business, and I think I was gonna go like a whole nother direction with it, but I just think it's a part of the business and branding and longevity. And I just think it's different for everybody's situation, and I think
Right.
everybody's reason that they do it may be different.
Yeah, because The Rock, he had to go by Dwayne The Rock Johnson because he had to let everybody still understand that WWE was all over everything, that he's still a WWE star. And now he's able to put Dwayne Johnson,
Right.
Because he's as big as he is and he's got his own name and his own brand now that he's able to put.
He even has his own production company. People don't realize.
He's still The Rock.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the whole point. Once you become a certain point, that never leaves. So now it's all about that paycheck.
But Kanye gets pissed off when you call him Kanye. I mean, he gets pissed off when you call him Kanye.
Yes.
I mean, does P Diddy?
That's the problem when you call him. Yeah.
When you call him Puff Daddy
or Sean, yeah, he does.
Puff Daddy. I mean,
it's P Diddy now, right?
But Puff Daddy is a different. Puff Daddy is a different. Puff Daddy's name changed to stay current with time.
I thought it changed because of all that shit that went down.
Reasons.
It could, but it's mostly like, all right, Puff. It was Puff Daddy. Then it went to Puff. Then it went to P Diddy. Then Puffy. Then still
P Diddy.
Then it was Sean Puffy Combs. Y'all remember Sean?
And it's also it helps determine the level and where people came into your life. You know what I'm saying? So all right, if anyone's calling me Six, they know me now. Mm-hmm. They don't know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just how terminologies go. So it's just weird like that. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm still, my mind is still blown about people picking to have black babies.
You say you still, yeah. I think that's really ironic, and even this discussion I had the other day, like I wanted to make it clear to the young lady I was speaking to, is like, I'm not against your lifestyle. I don't feel no type of way that you choose, what you choose. However, I'm always on the side of science, because if the world was meant for it to be the way that you see it, there would be no population.
Man, can I say something?
And she was like, well, if it's 2 men and 2 women, they can always, one could go to the other. And I said, no. Let's just be real here. If the world started with just 2 men, there would be no population. If the world started with just 2 women, it would be no population. So choose what you may, but is it fair that you get to choose whatever you want and then like buy a baby? Like, I mean, I guess I don't know. I just feel
listen. All I'm saying is none of them, in light of Kanye's new comments and his punishment, nobody is thinking right. If you get to make a baby and get to actually make a baby and ensure your future and pure dominance, well, it's obvious what you should be having. Little white Jew. You should be requesting a little white Jew baby. I mean, you raise them up right. You put them in the right schools. You ain't even got to tell people he's your parents. Bam! Instant power for you. Instant salutations and gratifications. I'm thinking big. You got to think big. Y'all need to start thinking bigger out here. If you're going to be building babies, leave the little black ones alone and start having more Jew babies.
Yeah, so we get some YWAs.
Well, until they make a word anti-blackmatic, I don't know what it would be to speak out against black people. But until they put up something for that, because apparently that doesn't exist, stop requesting black babies.
You know what I realized? If I move to Africa, I don't have to deal with racism or just
yeah,
not necessarily true. There's some parts in Africa where racism
where I live.
Okay. Well, I say parts of Africa where it's going on.
Well, we ain't got to worry. Certain parts of Africa, you ain't got to worry about racism, and you definitely ain't got to worry about people trying to turn your children the other way. So I would say that's why I was like, you know what? It's the United States is trying to push their culture on every other country, and I watched a video the other day where the president, I think it was either Senegal or Kenya, they was telling him, oh, LG, the community's issues are a priority and da 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 da. And he said Obama refused to give them money because he told him that that's not something that's on their agenda. Their agenda is homelessness, hungriness, medical supplies, stuff like that. What someone chooses to do in their bedroom is not at the top of their priority list. And he said that the president refused to give them the funding behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, what happens in somebody's bedroom shouldn't be our business. But I don't see no funding in homelessness and stuff like that because, well,
It was just the fact that the Americans are going around the whole world and like kind of forcing leadership to follow what America does, and certain countries, because of their faith or just their religion, it's just something they're not into. And how can you force other people to be down with what you do? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
because
kind
you
of
got the
raising
bigger
my
guns.
antennas like, okay, how much longer do I want to be here?
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I ain't trying to go to nowhere else. Maybe Canada.
Have you been anywhere else?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of places,
Have you
and
been to the UK?
nah. See, like I want to go to the UK. I've been to like Mexico, Haiti, Jamaica, stuff like that.
Have you
But
You gotta go first.
Japan is lit.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan. You know why? I'm afraid to go to Japan though. 'Cause I'm afraid I'm not gonna want to come home. I mean, the minute my
It'll be
door
like
opens up by itself for me, I'm ready to stay. I
But
mean,
you know what you just said, it points out a lot that they talk about in the, I forgot what they call y'all Black Americans here, and I forgot the name, SBA, or is it MB? I forgot what they call them. But they said what you just said right there when I asked you, when you were saying, I don't think I want to go anywhere else besides Canada, and here you love it here, but here is where you deal with the most racism. Here is where you deal with the most pressure. You could really get rich here and be a king in your own little facility and build your own
FBA.
village
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in Africa. Well, you will have running water, you will have
Right.
electricity, you will have food. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm getting older, I'm looking at it, and I look at other cultures, like when you see Asians or you see Indians and you see Africans, they come here, they work, and they go home and be rich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like there is a certain type of way, a structure of working for it that they were taught, and our way of working for it is totally different.
But you're an artist. You can perform and make money anywhere in the world.
One hundred
Speaking for
percent.
someone like yourself, you know what I'm saying? I'm
100%.
just saying, like, you got to keep your options open, because a lot of us cry about white supremacy and how it's so hard here in
No,
America and
I'm gonna
how
tell
we
you.
built this country, but we don't want to see nothing else.
But like
Well, the
that's
way
not what motivates me, right? Go ahead, J Money.
now I was gonna say that the way that they teach stuff to us in the United States is not how things are taught in other countries. And that's why so many people can come from China and they'll be here for a few months and have their own business and have their own Chinese restaurant open up and have their own Ethiopian restaurant open up and come
Well,
from other countries and have
besides the
these
government helps
businesses
them.
and
Well,
things
hold
open
on. Black Africans do
because
this, and
no,
Nigerians do the same
right.
thing
Yes, they
And I'm
now,
do.
saying
and they're
because
black.
they're taught different. The people from here are not doing these things because they're not taught that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not taught in our education systems about financial literacy. They didn't have that as a course when I was in high school. But if they did have financial literacy, it would have changed the perspective of the things that I learned when after I was in high school or after I did
Because
college. You know what I'm saying?
Americans are not taught to be the leaders because the leaders are born, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're not going to teach you to take Tommy's position. Martha May just pushed out Tommy to be the next man in 10 years. I'm not teaching it to you.
Right.
I don't want you to learn it.
But
But the
that's what
thing
I'm
about it
saying.
is, yeah,
They're
but the
not.
thing about it is when that's the thing. Those other countries come here and get that, what
Right.
we don't get here in America, right?
Mhm.
So for me, I'm looking at it like, wait a minute. They're coming to America and becoming multi-millionaires, mega business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Why would I go to where they left to not be, right? Where they left, where they were saying, I can't
Well,
be that
no.
here. I need to do it here.
Well, no, because some people never leave their country and are rich, depending
Yeah.
on what country you go to. There's like so many countries. I think like over 50 countries in Africa. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure. There's so many places. You got rich places there. You got really, really poor places there. The
Yeah,
thing
but
about it is
if I say,
exploring and see what fits best to you, especially. And I encourage Black people, Black Americans, to actually go out and see because you'll realize, hey, when I go here, I'm treated like a king or queen. Shit, I ain't got to
Mhm.
worry about the man's foot on my neck. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah.
Like
When you go there
just
with money,
explore. You know?
when
Yeah,
you go there with
of,
money,
of
or
course.
when you like I would watch a lot of reality TV, right? And a lot of the women are now starting to be rich in like places like Qatar and what's like
Dubai.
Kuwait and all that stuff like that, Dubai and stuff like
You
that.
probably watching Housewives of Dubai. Yeah, they really
Probably
be rich.
so. But
Yeah.
I watch that as well though, actually. But like a lot of these international countries, they going over to these places and marrying into this. And these people are born into this and coming up. But like unless you're going over there with it, and even when you go over there, an American millionaire and an American millionaire don't look like shit when they get over there. It's like
Right.
To Dubai, but
right,
you could be richer. You can take $100,000 and it'll last you a few years. Of course, you're going to continue to need money, but
that's
if
the easy.
let's say I was a singer, right? I don't have to live here. I go and move there because I'm not really going to be there. I'll be traveling and that's a whole new territory. People
Mhm.
come here because it's open. It's open. Like they looking at us like y'all don't want to get no money. That money is out there. That's why they come over here. They clean the toilets. They mow the grass. You see women doing these construction jobs. Like they coming over here like, oh boom, it's open. Nobody wants to do this. So
Can we
that's
put the blame on Can we put a little bit of blame on Hollywood and entertainment world for
Yes.
not for the I mean, did y'all just see the movie The Beast, the new Idris Alba movie?
Oh yeah. I
That,
honestly feel like I'm gonna tell you how I felt about that.
that's what made me want to stay put.
No, it just. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a good movie,
Yeah,
but like this is how I felt. Why were you there? Like, why the fuck were you there? Why the fuck was you there?
it's FBA.
it's Africa. They're just in Africa,
I'm
cooling.
just saying you had no fucking business
They say
there.
they say
Like,
he going to the motherland. He ready to run from a lion. He
No,
ready to run
I'm
from a
gonna
lion.
answer this
You
question.
too tall. You too tall. They gonna
A lot of them do stay in their country and they're still rich. Hence why there's rich Moroccans, Algerians,
mhm.
Nigerians,
right, correct.
South Africans. There
Yeah.
are rich people who don't even want to come here at
Yeah,
all. Even Rwanda, I was surprised. I watched a video the other day. They were going around asking people, "Would you go to America?" They like, "Oh, to visit, but I ain't gonna go live there because
I
of the
don't blame them.
culture."
I don't blame them. Yeah. Listen. They feel the same way I feel. Comfy,
Mhm.
comfy, and
I mean,
it's like if I'm a real firm believer in history repeats itself. You know what I'm saying? If
mhm.
I got a bag in Africa, I'm not coming to America because slavery was started up by all the goddamn niggas that had the bag in Africa. Them niggas came and took all the king princesses and shit, all the
Well, they set each other up, and that's the part that gets on my nerves. Is the Africans like we always sell each other out. They sold each other out basically for what guns, alcohol, whatever they thought.
whatever could make them rich and safe and
Uh-huh.
protect their livestock. And shit, if I
And,
gotta fight a lion, I need a gun. These spears ain't cutting it no
and
more.
they ended up showing. That's why you don't let people know the problems that's in your household. So
Mhm.
you beefing with John next door, and you go and tell this guy, yeah, give me, you could get come. I'm gonna set John up for you to get him, and you give me this. And he looking at you like, oh well, shit, I'm gonna get you too. Like, thanks for opening the door. And I
Yeah,
think that's a lot that's what happened with slavery, to my understanding. And yeah,
to
so
my understanding as well. And
mhm,
honestly, and right back to how the show started off, y'all. That's what Kanye's trying to prevent from us. You know what I'm saying? He's trying like we're in a world where we're trying to prevent people from looking into people's yards and saying they got this over there. Like, take that. Don't take what I got. Like, none of us are willing, honestly. none of us are willing to jump on a sword for sovereignty, what we believe is right. I mean, the few people that are, we all call them crazy. We all call them
No,
crazy.
Kanye is crazy. We're just gonna leave it there. And you know what? He's crazy for apologizing. I'm going to stand on that. He's crazy for apologizing. He should have just stood on it, lost his money, and found another way to get it back instead of getting down on his knees like I said, dick sucking.
As I said, I don't believe in sorry. I think sorries are some bullshit because he wasn't sorry when he did it. But I understand why he did apologize. Being in the situation and field that he in, sometimes just saying sorry can simplify a situation that was taken out of hand because.
But he looked like a damn clown. He looks like a fool. And all the black people that rallied behind him, it was like, yeah, say it. Keep saying it. Keep telling them. Like, I know they feel dumb as shit right now.
I think it was more the Nazi niggas that was hanging down flags like Kanye's the best.
Like, no, it was a lot of black people too that was like, yeah, tell him. He ain't lying. And then now he's like, oh, please, sorry. Everything I said was a mistake. I didn't mean it. It was a lie. Please take me back.
Hey, in the word, safety first, man. Kanye, get your bag, man. Get your bag. You got mouths to feed. That's what he said. You got mouths to feed.
I bet.
So I know y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Down at the bottom. Kanye, I would gladly have you on this show, yay, to say everything that you got to say to get your piece out. This is a platform, and I will let you talk.
White over here. That's what
I will let you talk.
I didn't know if you was about to do a Huffington Post because I just feel like I ran into a Huffington person over the weekend. I didn't know if that was acceptable or allowed. I know we didn't talk about this.
Well, I do got a Huffington Post today, and it is right about that time. I'm about to tell your ass right now, boy. I ain't gotta tell y'all if I gotta tell y'all, but it's weird. I already told y'all about Gary Payton Jr.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell y'all one thing for sure. I blocked him. He called me from a different number, y'all.
Ooh,
smart. He's
Gary
smart.
Payton Jr. called me from a different number, asking me, did I need anything, and I told him no. But I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. This story is not about Gary Payton Jr. because he's on the block list. He violated while in violation, and we all know that can't happen. We all know that when you violate in the violation list, you go on to the emergency list, and that's damn near a list that doesn't ever get touched. But let's talk about the other type of man, and I'm talking about, yes, the tree man. That's right, the man is supposed to get you your humble abode. Well, I had myself a situation this weekend, y'all. One of my old friends tell me he's been having a good time, just trying to get some stuff together, about to get him a new house. Mm-hmm. Well, surely, I said, if you're about to get a new house, let me help. I know you got some gas. I'll pull up and get some. Well, he gave me some good tree, y'all. So I had to do the right thing and go back. Now, this is where it gets a little murky. Because anytime you hear a tree man say, I've been just going through some things, and I'm finally trying to get my shit together, you should run. Because right then and there, something's bad. I put up on him 2 days later. I mean, 2 days, literally 2 days. I won't forget it because I said to myself, he should surely have the same thing. He said he did, but when I pulled up, he said, hey, I'm giving you more because I fuck with you. And I finally about to get my new spot. Well, guys, I got. I understand something. He wasn't saving up for his new spot. He was dibbling-dabbling on the good tree money.
Oh, no.
And huff. He gave me some tree that tasted like CBD, y'all. And I told y'all, since my Florida trip, and I found out that Florida is 100% legal CBD, I'm pretty confident that's what they was giving me down there in Orlando. But this was a weird, peculiar situation here because I said to my man, surely, this is good. It's not. Don't buy weed from your man that's moving. Wait until they get settled in, situated, because then you'll get to see if business is still good. See, right now, what I'm in between is a limbo space because I need to find me somebody really, really good. I'm considering quitting until we find someone good.
Yeah,
And if y'all can find
I
me
know
a
what
kite,
you're saying.
send me a kite because that would be great. But geez Louise, if you know like I know, don't go get no trees from down on Tara. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know if you ain't down here, but Tara is like a big strip. Just don't do it. Stay off.
Why you buying weed from the strip anyway? You should have a person that you could go to their house and they tell you what strains. They got a list for you and a magnifying glass so you can see the crystal.
Nope, nope. He does have a house where I can go to, and it's on Tara. So stay off.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm over there.
All of my locations are people's houses, peoples. I ain't pulling up like on the rip, right?
You say he
But
was on Tara. I thought he was just standing outside.
it's got to be there the whole way. So until he make it right, and I got, like I said, it's a 2-week notice. When they get on the Huffington Post, they get 2 weeks to make it right. I'll let y'all know how that goes. But rule number 368 of the Huffington Post: never buy trees from a man who's looking for a place to go. All right, never buy from a nomad. J Money, who'd you meet at that you said you had a Huffington person? That's interesting.
Yeah. And I say this because well, SIXXCESS knows, you know what I'm saying? Like if I invite anybody out, I'm gonna be accommodating.
Yeah.
And I say that because I definitely I've been to 5 different states this week. I'm kind of tired. You know, I've been traveling, shooting movies, doing studio sessions, video shoots, and all those type of things. And to end off my week, I thought it was going to end with a bang, and it ended with a Huffington person. And I'm just saying this because some people are happy being the middleman. They're just happy being there. And I'm saying this because when I came, I flew into Georgia. I got to see Six this weekend, which was cool.
Yeah.
But when I flew in, as soon as I landed, the person was trying to get rid of me. Like as soon as I got in the car, they was like, "All right, so where you going? You want me to drop you off over 6 joint?" And I was like, "Damn." I just said, "Damn!" Like I thought we was, you know what I'm saying, like going to do this and get ready for the show tonight. Like I landed at 5. I thought the show was supposed to be there at 9 o'clock. Like I was just going to chill for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And I realized they was trying to get rid of me off break. And then I was told I was made a promise that wasn't kept. And also,
what was the promise?
The promise was that I was supposed to get a certain amount of money, and I did not get that amount of money. Which is also frustrating and upset because I paid for travel and expenses and other things. On top of that, they asked me, did I have some weed? I said, hold on, bro.
Nah.
I came here. You supposed to have the weed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You can't ask me while I'm coming off the plane with my bag, you got some gas. Like, nah, bro.
Nah.
It's hard down there. You heard what
next week's Huffington Post. Next week's storyline, guys. I gotta tell y'all about a guy that was selling trees, but asked me to buy it in advance.
Listen.
Is this the same guy?
I think it might be the same guy. Like I ain't even faking. It might be the same guy because this happened to me as well. So then further,
this nigga got a weed Uber weed.
Yeah.
Think he weed dash.
This
nigga think he got that. And you know what? If any of you sons of bitches steal my ideas of what I'm giving out,
I did an episode. I called it Dash and Grass.
Yeah, but if he thought it was weed dash, well, I just put it in the app. My money
is about to start delivering weed. I think it either.
Let me just let you know, there's a partner organization called GoPuff. If you do want to order your weed or your CBD or your alcohol or anything, GoPuff does that. And I feel like it's fine for me to say that. Alcohol, all that. Yes, GoPuff. Go ahead, download it now. Yes, you can get alcohol, you can get weed, you can get some roll-ups.
All y'all in the DMV area, just hold off on that damn app. They don't even service your area yet. He's a traveling man. He's a traveling man.
GoPuff ain't here. GoPuff here.
Not yet.
For real.
You can get the app though. Download the app.
Oh yeah, download the app.
They don't service your area yet. We working on it. I've been fighting that for almost a year and a half now for them to get y'all up there on that list, DMV.
Nah, it's cool. I know somebody that's actually the head person there, so I could just call them and tell them that it's not in my area. I thought it was.
The head person there. Look at J Money, knowing people in the white places. I mean the right places.
It's not a white person, it's a black person. A black
person. I said the right places. It sounded like white people.
Oh, I thought you said, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Confirmation you was
Y'all
having. I
so
thought you said the white places.
yeah, no, the
White
right
places.
the right places, the right places. Y'all
so
already know. Y'all already know. I ain't gonna go there. Y'all know my
so
album just dropped.
yes.
I ain't
Hermit.
gonna, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Definitely one of the best albums of the year. I ain't gonna even cap about that. One of my best projects that I put out today, but definitely one of the best projects of the year. So y'all definitely gotta go listen to that. I'm trying like mad it took me a year to get y'all that, but it's been worth it. You know, it's been worth it.
It's definitely worth a listen. I'm just gonna tell you, I like That So Sick better.
Yeah, That's So Six is like one of my.
I'm sorry. That's just me personally, but you got me on this one, but That's So Sick is like I didn't know skip.
Yeah, That's So Six is definitely a classic album. That is
It's
over that is over like 1.5 million streams all on that project, y'all. So y'all definitely keep running that up.
But
Glow is on that.
speak your head. Like I didn't realize that that's what it said until I was getting ready to post it because I was like speaker head. Like in my head, I was like, why would he name it speaker head? But then I was like, you know what? Anyway, then I'm like, speak your head.
Yes.
I got it.
Yes, speak your head. You
I
gotta
got it.
understand, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all one thing for certain. We're in a new world. I want everybody out there to know something. Even though it looks like the freedom of speech is being challenged every day,
Mhm.
you have to say it. I mean, like we get fearful of a lot of things, but y'all don't understand the power in getting what you think out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's a way to be respectful and there's a way to be disrespectful. But what you have to learn how to do is speak your head. What's on your mind, share it. You never know how it's going to help the next person. You never know how it's going to push the next person, motivate the next person. You never know who needs it. So get it out. Share your stories. A lot of us are too afraid to share our stories, which got a lot of people running around feeling like they are alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to try to bring out with this album. Like, we not alone. We all got somebody there with us.
What's your favorite song on this album?
So my favorite song on the joint is Represent. You know, that's why I made that song the number one song. Then Mood is like probably my second favorite. Um, but hits.
Why didn't you do a listening party prior to dropping
I
it?
did. I'm doing a listening party down here. Release party. I didn't do a listening party because this album was very personal, right? Not only was it very personal, I battled with a lot of stuff making this album. I battled with a lot of stuff, even with the process of putting out this album. Did I want to put out this album? Did I even want to do any more music? All right. I don't think a lot of people even understand it, the magnitude of the effect that things like social media, things like being an influencer, things like being a marketer and being a manager.
Mm-hmm.
These things are starting to like put physical, mental toll on one person. So it's like I battled a lot with this album, and I didn't want any thing to hold it up. I felt like now was the time. My little brother's birthday, who passed away in 2003, his birthday is on October 30th. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't really never said about that, things that I never really dealt with about that goes into why I'm the way I am, how I deal with people, speak to people, engage with people now, right? So I felt like this was the time to just drop it. This is one of the first albums that I only let like a few select people hear before I even dropped it. So it was like real live, close to the chest.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up, y'all. Speak to your head out name on all platforms. Make sure y'all go ahead and scream that,
Yeah,
stream
yeah,
that ASAP. My phone died, so I couldn't even tell you it's a couple of songs on there that I really, really like. Of course, Winning is one of them. And I
yeah,
think Goals is Goals. Did you put I thought you put My
yeah,
Goals. It's My Goals. And
yeah.
Goals is on there. Okay. Yeah, those of course I
Dreams
got
is on there. Dreams is a big record on there. Winning was one of those records that was fun, but I really wanted to push a boundary of how far I could get, and stuff like that. So I really was like, oh yeah, I did a lot of if artists, any other artists that listen to that record, I did a lot of challenging to artists, a lot of challenges to other artists that have to be, accepted. Like, step up, make music, challenge me.
I want some Popeyes so bad, but I'm not supposed to eat
Popeyes. The hottie sauce.
Is it back out?
I don't know. But it's just sweet and sour. Add a little bit of Texas Pete, and you got it.
Don't be telling them the secret recipe.
Huh?
You gonna give out the secret recipe?
Hottie. JMoneyGibbs, what you got coming up?
Man, I honestly, I don't even know, to be honest. I'm supposed to be doing a movie, but I ain't get booked for it yet. I'm shooting 3 videos this week. I will be back in Georgia. I'm going state to state, but I go where the money goes. You know what I'm saying? And this time I'm going to let you know I need my deposit in advance.
Amen. Them people tried to book me for that show with you, J Money.
Yeah, I know.
And I told them the same thing.
I know.
What's the song? I need my money. Yeah. I need my money, man. Send me my money.
Yeah, that's not like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Money in the Power is out right now.
I love that album.
If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do that, because for real, I just feel like that got me back motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like after I had a great week and had, you know what I'm saying, I was with Wood Harris and I was with Natalie Portman and I'm with all these celebrities and famous actors, and then to end my week off like that, I had to listen to Money in the Power, because the money, the power, and the respect is what's needed at this time, and that got me back motivated because I was a little upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was promoter trying to book me. If it's at a strip club, don't book me. That's rule number 1. Unless
it's not a strip club.
Yeah, if it's at a strip club, don't book me unless you got double.
Why not?
Well, because I'm not gonna go to a strip club and look lame. Duh.
That makes sense.
They're not getting my money. I wouldn't walk in there and give it to them. So you better have some money for them too, so I don't look lame. But future references, just don't book me for it. What you got coming up, Jzabel Da Truth?
Well, of course. Hold on, let me get back over here. What's up, y'all? Y'all already know tomorrow is the Andy Grussel music review. Yes, I am back at it again. Spinning on the ones and
people loving it. The people are loving that.
DJ Jzabel Da Truth.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. It really be having me look at you like a DJ. Like I be looking at you like, oh, this DJ.
I love
this
it.
DJ right here.
I love
so
it.
I never look at it like a DJ. I want you to start being. I want you to start getting real gritty with some of those reviews.
Why do people keep saying that? Y'all want me to go in with people? I
don't even want you to go in, but like, I realize what you do. You got a little tail. You got a little tail when you don't like it. But I'm not going to tell everybody. I'm going to see if they pick it up.
No, I noticed it. That facial expression, right?
Yes, it's a little weight. It's a weight. It's a way to song.
But then you say something nice.
It's a way that you be like, the way we go to the next song. No, but don't tell them what they need to fix. Tell them people sometimes this mix is on your lyrics are trash or whatever.
Well, you know why I don't do that? I don't do that because it's not my ears. Me personally, I'm a beat person. I don't really care too much for your lyrics. If you say something catchy, it's gonna catch my attention. Mm-hmm. But I'm more so the type person. If your music can't play in my car or in the club, then I don't know where it's gonna go. Probably the trash. But so I don't like to put my personal opinion of people's music because someone else might think it's the best thing they've ever heard. Now, when there is a mixing or a sound issue, because I'm not a DJ and I don't really know how to maneuver the sounds, I don't want to just tell, you need to get it mixed. It was one song, though, that I wanted to say that, but I just was like, you know what? We're just now getting started. I want to get these artists warmed up. You know what I'm saying? Get them to come in here. Let the people that's listening to it tell you what they think. Because you're playing it for them more so than me.
No shade. It's cool if you want to send in a demo record to get some, reviews if you're about to try to put it out or maybe hit the studio. That's cool. But for me, it'll be a no for me. I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it. You got to start thinking about your art, your work as art that you don't want ruined in no way. Maybe we got to talk about that next week on the
Yeah,
show.
I think we should, because I was just about to say some artists do these live performances and they're doing songs that they're rehearsing or songs that aren't mixed and mastered and songs that are not ready to be performed. Don't perform it.
Yeah, because if you ask me, should I drop that joint? What you think? I'm like,
I mean, but that's what the platform. That's why I'm trying to get people in here. Like, and y'all need to share my live with y'all followers. That way, y'all got people coming in there giving y'all honest feedback. I also want to do indie Russell listening party where it's not just new music that you guys release, but something maybe from your old albums that I might have liked, or some old music, some music you made 2 years ago that you still pushing now. I kind of want to do like a Friday night, like kind of when I'm in the house bored, this ain't nothing set in stone, but just kind of like a lit listen, lit listening party. But of course tomorrow, 8 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in on Instagram live. It will be on the Boss Biz Radio page. I have some good music, of course, as I always. Well, I ain't gonna say all of it's good, but for the most part, 90%, 75% of the music be good.
That percentage change.
Y'all also got an interview with Self Made Stunner this Thursday. So that's gonna be lit and live. Of course, that comes out the week after. So we got a pretty busy week this week. Happy Halloween, everybody that celebrates it. Yeah. About to hit the
in
street.
2 weeks, we got Bag the Beat Bundles coming back. He want to talk about his new album, Heavy, that he just dropped. So, yeah, man, he just been the show back down there. Fat Mac. He was going ham down there in West Virginia. So we're gonna talk to him about that in a couple of weeks. Y'all know what to do though, man. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure y'all leave us a comment, letting us know how you feel.
Like.
All right. And y'all ain't got nothing else? Ain't got nothing else? I got some good
No, we love y'all for tuning in. Happy Halloween. Thank y'all so much for y'all support.
Happy
See
Halloween.
y'all next Monday. Yes. Or
tomorrow. If you ugly, goddamn it, you ugly based on the day. This your day. Happy Halloween. Pick those asses out. Go roll the day. I'm out.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Oh man.
You mean.